this is about?
This is about a kidnapping yesterday in Brooklyn.
The right to remain silent.
You're crazy.
Listen, this is a character that he's in your face, he's got attitude, he's great at what he does, he's a detective, he's a New York detective. He fights for the underdog more than anything. More than anything, he'll fight for the underdog. And I think that's important. I think that is what we honor. And, you know, of course, Ironside was a very famous series from 1968 to 75, ran for 7 years in the late 60s, early 70s. It's a very different show. It's a reimagining of that show. We're not remaking that Ironside. We took the foundational core of his name, Robert T. Ironside, the fact that he's a detective and the fact that he happens to be in a wheelchair, and we built and reimagined from there. This is a man who loves what he does. This is a man who fights for those who can't fight for themselves. Now, in this case, because he's much more aggressive, he's much more physical, he's got attitude, he'll bend the rules. He'll work his way around the law, but he won't break the law.
He's not getting away with it!
It's okay.
I'll go.
I can't let you do that.
What are you gonna do? Tackle me?
No.
Shoot partner in the leg.
Shoot the hostage?
Did I stutter?
He is in a wheelchair. He's 2 years after a spinal cord injury, being shot in the back. It's still very fresh to him, it's still very new to him. So all those emotions and feelings in who he is now, as opposed to who he was and who he's becoming, is constantly boiling under the surface. Before the accident, was somebody who couldn't sit still. Now he's forced to sit still.
See, old me would have bounced your ass off these four walls for opening your mouth to me like that. But new me, I got a lot of time to sit and think.
What separates, you're right, crime shows have worked since the beginning of television, since the 1950s. They work because they work. People tune in because they work. And they tune in because they're interested in trying to figure out the crime, trying to see if they're as smart as the people they're watching on TV. Beyond that, the reason people tune in is because the individual characters, the people that inhabit this world, those people have to be compelling. Those characters have to be interesting to watch. So in this case, he has a different perspective.
We got a body.
How the hell did you see that?
I got a different view of the world from down here.
He's a fascinating character to play, and I haven't done a lot of cop shows or procedural shows. They have a beginning, middle, and end. There's a crime, there's an investigation, and then there's a resolution to it. I haven't done a lot of that. But this is something I was attracted to answer your question, because it is that which audiences love, but it also is in the context of a character study at the same time of who this man is and who he was and who he's becoming, and the team of people he chooses to put around him.
You really a cripple?
You tell me.